Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Astranti Connect. Today, we're going to be talking about something really important and relevant to everybody, and that is how you should incorporate exercise as a part of your mental health routine. So, in the first part, we're going to talk about why exercise is so important for the brain. And in the second part, we're going to look at some mental health studies that show the specific positive effect that exercise has on mental health. For specific mental health conditions. So, whether you are looking to implement exercise as a way of improving your mental well being, whether you are a fitness enthusiast or a counselor or a therapist looking to recommend exercise to your clients, then this video is one to watch. So let's dive in and start with the basics. What is the connection between exercise and mental health? There are now countless studies that look at the correlation and the connection between exercise and mental health. So, the short explanation is that exercise increases endorphins, which are our brain's natural mood enhancers. You can almost think of them as our brain's happy chemicals. Exercise also increases blood flow to the brain, and that can increase cognitive function, but it can also increase neuroplasticity. And if you don't know what that is, it's the brain's ability to adapt and grow, to acquire new knowledge and learn new things. So not only are we lifting our spirits, but we're also literally boosting our brain power. Before we move on from this bit, I'm just going to really quickly give you some short, precise, simple, but impressive ways that exercise can improve our well-being. Firstly, we have to start with energy levels and sleep. So they say that working out between 4 to 8 hours before the time you go to sleep can greatly improve your sleep quality. It's talked about a lot, but we also know that exercise can hugely improve our self-esteem. So creating that discipline and those routines can massively improve our self-trust. And as well as endorphins, exercise can hugely boost our production of dopamine, serotonin, and noradrenaline. All of these are vital for balancing our mood and brain function. Now, the more impressive stuff, consistent and long term exercise can reduce the chances of developing things like depression, dementia, and it can enhance your long term memory. And if all of that wasn't reason enough to start exercising to improve your mental health, there are now studies that show that your life expectancy can improve, develop, and grow for up to 3.5 years if you consistently implement exercise as a part of your mental health routine. Now, let's quickly answer the questions: what kind of exercise is best, and how long do you have to work out for? Know that the recommended amount of exercise per week is 150 minutes. That's only 2.5 hours. And if you choose a type of exercise that you love, that time will fly by. Great news is that any kind of exercise counts. So whether you love running, cycling, lifting weights, yoga, dancing, or just dancing in the living room, it doesn't matter. Find something that you love and stick with it because the key here is consistency. If you are wondering about intensity and what kind of exercise counts, here's a good tip. If you're doing something where it's hard to hold a conversation because you're out of breath, that probably means you're on the right track. Now let's take a look at some specific mental health conditions and how exercise can help. Firstly, let's look at exercise and depression. So, a huge meta analysis from 2016 by this researcher and their colleagues showed that exercise can have a really significant antidepressant effect on people with depression. So, they got two groups of people, one that had depressive symptoms and they implemented exercise, and one that had depressive symptoms but didn't. And the people that did hugely showed this reduced amount of depressive symptoms. They found that moderate to high intensity exercise was best. Anything, even a simple walk, they said, could be really, really effective at reducing the negative symptoms of depression. And there's the impact of exercise on anxiety, especially when we look at aerobic exercise, aka cardio. So anything that really increases your heart rate and your breathing rate. Think like running, cycling, swimming. These have been shown to significantly reduce the symptoms of anxiety. In fact, these two researchers in 2015 showed that a single session of aerobic exercise can have a significant anti anxiety effect. Have you ever heard of the term a runner's high? Well, that's where this comes from. And even though they said that a single session of exercise can reduce anxiety symptoms, they said it's even more powerful when used in conjunction with other anti anxiety treatments. Exercise and addiction is another fascinating area. There are many studies that now show that exercise can improve cravings and withdrawal symptoms and also lessen the triggers for people who smoke or struggle with other addictions. So, coming away now from those specific mental health conditions, here are some ways that exercise can improve the mental well being of anybody. We have to mention here social connections. So, joining a class, a sports team, or working out with other people, this can be a great way of building connections. And paired with the incredible effects of exercise, this can be such a powerful mood booster. And let's think about mindfulness. Combining mindfulness with physical activity and mindfulness, we can be talking about exercises like yoga or just being present and focusing on the mind body connection in any form of exercise. That can really enhance relaxation and reduce stress. Overcoming obstacles is also something that's really important to mention. We all know that it can be tough to get started. Sometimes life gets busy and motivation can be hard to find. I think the key here is setting realistic goals. And remember, it's okay to start small, even if that's just a 10-minute walk, and work up from there. To wrap up, we have seen the incredible effect that exercise can have on mental health. We've seen how it can improve brain function, the effect it can have on specific mental health problems, and the incredible long term benefits as well. Now, we would love to hear from you. Have you ever tried to implement exercise as a way of improving your mental health? What did you try? What exercises did you give a go? And were there any activities that you would recommend? Do put your thoughts in the comments because we would love to talk about this more. And if you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow along for more informative videos on mental health, well-being, and all things counselling.